hello, I mean, I'm like, what man doesn't understand what I'm saying? And that's where we get into a bigger, broader subject about what pissed me off about how pathetic this industry can be at times. Don't act like you don't agree with me. Don't act like you don't see, meaning you don't see what I'm saying. Don't act like I'm out of left field as a man.
So I assumed that Mayweather was in a similar spot because he made so much cash, and if you invested even in common stocks, you should do pretty well. But I mean, listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd Mayweather? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. That they say he can't read. That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never did.
Stephen A. Smith criticized Floyd Mayweather Jr. for what he described as reckless spending. While reacting to a Business Insider article, Smith explained that Floyd earned an incredible amount of money during his career but did not manage it wisely. He emphasized that Floyd should have focused more on saving and making strong investments instead of spending heavily on luxury.
Make sure you develop your own lobbyist, right? And it's an abundance of y'all. And y'all have the capital to influence government. But you're not thinking like that because it involves real work. And it involves a real conscientious thought. RC might have that.
Stephen A. Smith also shared an old video from Floyd Mayweather's prime. In that video, Floyd proudly showed his lifestyle, millions of dollars in luxury cars, expensive watches, and a house full of high-end items. At that time, it looked like Floyd had unlimited wealth, but now that same lifestyle is being questioned.
Beautiful house, my man. How many square feet is this?
A little bit over 20,000 square feet, 3 or 4 levels.
Money Mayweather, seems appropriate that you would be living in Vegas.
My mentality is always about, working smarter, not harder.
I see that picture. Who is that?
And that's where it all started from.
That's you?
That's me. This picture is old school. I got the old school gloves on. And this is made of carpet, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in a boxing ring in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Tawasi Boxing Club. That's where it all started from.
But you knew instantly you wanted to be a fighter.
That's all I knew. My whole life, that's all I do.
What's your definition of toy?
Well, private jet.
Aries Spears also criticized reckless spending habits. He referenced Mike Tyson, explaining how even one of the greatest boxers in history faced financial problems due to poor decisions. His point was clear: success does not guarantee long-term stability.
House I was hanging out at was one of like the OG jewelers. Like these are the, one of the jewelers that supplies like all the other jewelers, right? And he told me that Mayweather is broke.
I keep hearing this.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true.
I don't think so.
But he said that based on his spending and so forth, this is why these fights are happening now. That he needs to make some money back. That the spending has outpaced the money that, the money
he's been retired.
Right.
And he's still, flying to Monaco with a bad bitch, buying up half the store.
Right. Always flying private.
Yeah.
Does he have his own plane?
Yeah, he does.
He does, right. So that's massively expensive. Even if you own it, the upkeep is huge. Right. Plus all the properties, all the property tax. Yeah, I mean, if you're not properly invested, because there was he was saying that he bought this building in the Diamond District, but people are saying that's, the same jeweler said that's actually not true.
Right.
So there's been a lot of stuff like that. Listen, I hope not, man, but I remember I interviewed Tyson. He lost like $300 million.
Grant Cardone is a business expert who criticized Floyd Mayweather, saying poor investments and careless spending choices prevented long-term financial stability and growth.
Floyd Mayweather's got 22 million people following him. But is it any good? Like I don't know what it does with him. Like, does it do business with him? Does it transact with him? I know guys with big followings. But there's nothing happens as a result of the following.
So you on the is Floyd rich or is Floyd broke? Which side?
I don't know. I think Floyd ends up broke.
Ends up broke.
If he doesn't, it's not a Floyd thing. It's not a Floyd thing. It's an asset thing. If you don't end up in assets, you end up broke.
Yeah.
So because you can't keep fighting forever.
So if Floyd was watching right now, what would you say to him?
Floyd, you need to spend as much time working on your investments as you do in Neiman Marcus. or the Gucci store, the Fendi store. Like,
He could just invest with you, though, right?
He could invest to Cardone Capital. You know, I mean, I would ensure that he's a billionaire.
Wow.
Like you can.
Business expert Grant Cardone added that bad investments and careless spending can destroy long-term wealth. According to him, Floyd's financial choices may have prevented him from building lasting financial growth.
Financially set. I want to let everybody know this. He said in 2021, every property I have is paid for. My jet, paid for. All my cars is paid for. I own $1 billion buildings. Everything is no longer paid for. They're exposing him if you don't know. Mayweather took out millions of dollars in mortgages on his homes last year. A Business Insider review shows he also faced a string of lawsuits and liens that say he owes money for a Mercedes Maybach G-Wagon. Wait, they make Maybach G-Wagons? What the jet fuel, which obviously is for his jet, and garbage collection at his Las Vegas mansion. So it looks like they've pulled all his debt. At the same time, he's trumpeted a major entry into the big league. Commercialized real estate. Starting in the fall of 2024, Mayweather talked about spending blitz on commercial property in New York through his newly formed real estate.
DJ Academics reacted to reports claiming Floyd had unpaid Mercedes debts and multiple financial obligations. These reports raised concerns that not all of Floyd's luxury lifestyle was fully paid for.
He owed so much money to them and had apparently not much of it in liquidity, not much that he could actually spend, or at least that's what his representative said. His representatives wrote back to the IRS, it's a true story, you guys can look it up, that he could not make the payment. He couldn't do it. He didn't have $22 million liquid in cash. For a guy that had made, up until that point, let's just say $900 million, because he made $300 million fighting Conor, he didn't have $22 million sitting around in a bank. For all that cash he's flexing, for all those cars, for all the places. And again, I'm not saying that multi-millionaires and billionaires have $1 billion liquid, but you couldn't have found 22 mil. So his representative said, wait, we're going to have this fight and then he'll pay.
Financial analyst Wade Plemon explained that Floyd earned massive money, but smarter financial decisions could have secured his future. He stressed that earning money is important, but managing it properly is even more critical.
Separated now. You know, I don't think there's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished. Not bragging or boasting, just speaking the truth. I take my hat off to a lot of legendary champions, you know, that paved the way for me to be where I'm at in the sport of boxing. But that was their era, and this is my era. Had tremendous career. And we got young fighters that's on the rise, that's under our banner. The ultimate goal is to find the next Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather has always presented himself as the greatest boxer of all time. While confidence is important in sports, many critics believe his constant self-promotion comes across as arrogance. His achievements inside the ring are undeniable, but his public image often creates mixed reactions among fans.
No, that isn't broke. What a ridiculous question. But it's the fact that they're attempting to tease him. I mean, first off, they're asking the question. Look, I've told you until I'm blue in the face. The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. Literally nobody. It's the same thing with boxing pay-per-view. Whatever boxing pay-per-view is the biggest boxing pay-per-view of all time is just whoever put out the press release and lied more than the person before them. These have never been confirmed by leadership of a publicly traded company, who is the one that supplies the pay-per-view. It is illegal for them to lie. You have never heard Time Warner. You've never heard Cox. You've never heard DirecTV.
Chael Sonnen explained that many fighters struggle after retirement. He said boxing brings huge money at its peak, but without careful planning, athletes can face financial problems later. Floyd's situation reflects this larger issue in combat sports.
Mayweather has initiated a massive $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Networks and former executive Steven Espinoza. So he's trying to get some bread right now.
The estimate is that he made over $1.2 billion over the course of his career and just earnings from fights.
Yeah, I think a question though that you should also ask outside of like how much has he made is how much has he spent? You know, because I would say he's fully capable of spending close to $1 billion in the last 25 years.
You say that, but I not to turn into the movie Brewster's Millions from the 1980s. It's hard to spend that money. It really is hard to spend that much money and end up in a situation where you have to fight at 49 because you're so used to a lifestyle that brings in giant amounts of money that the only way for you to make a giant amount of money.
Dan LeBatard discussed Floyd's financial situation. He revealed that Floyd reportedly earned over $1.2 billion in his career, but also highlighted that his spending was equally massive. In 2026, Floyd filed a $340 million lawsuit, possibly to recover funds and stabilize his finances.
Is something that somehow will make money because people will still want to watch if Floyd Mayweather can lose, because that's where he made his $1.2 billion. He made it in us watching to see if he'd lose.
I don't even think, like, it's just celebrity boxing is so popular because we are obsessed with celebrity culture, and this is the rare reality show in which we can see people fight, you know? Like,
reports suggest Floyd may have spent close to $1 billion over the last 25 years. His lifestyle included luxury cars, jewelry, designer clothes, and expensive experiences. Even for someone with his earnings, this level of spending can become difficult to maintain.
A conference with a session titled Real Estate Knockout, the Floyd Mayweather Strategy. Give me 1 second. The Floyd Mayweather Strategy. The big talk doesn't always end in big deals, though. Business Insider found. Chat, they're exposing them. Mayweather's social media last year promoted an article that he reported that he made $100 million in his portfolio of a Manhattan luxury high-rise apartment towers owned by Go Partners. People with knowledge of this investment said Mayweather put a nominal sum late last year and did not invest further, and his initial equity in the deal was later absorbed by the Go Partners, leaving him with no stake. The portfolio of the buildings was eventually spun off into a publicly traded entity. In February, Mayweather also said he bought a portfolio in a rent-regulated apartment buildings in the Upper Manhattan for $402 million, declaring that all the buildings belong to me. I don't got no partners. Business Insider previously reported that there were no property records showing an out.
DJ Academics reported that Floyd claimed to own a $42 million property portfolio, but records did not clearly support this. Some properties faced foreclosure, and his Las Vegas business reportedly had tax issues. There were also claims of unpaid luxury items and assets being sold.
Would continue to grow,
right?
As long as you keep your spending under wraps. Like right now, like I could retire right now. This could be my last interview ever,
right?
And with my investments, you know, I invested into a lot of great companies like Google and Amazon and Tesla over the years, and those companies have all grown and continue to grow, right? And I could actually borrow money against my stock.
DJ Vlad shared another perspective. He revealed that some jewelers suggested Floyd might be struggling financially after years of heavy spending. Despite showing wealth publicly, reports suggest some debts were left unpaid.
Told me that Mayweather is in financial problems.
See, here's the part about actually losing your money when you're on that level and you're, you know, kind of like flossing, showing off. Nobody gives a shit. Like there's people actually praying for you to be broke. And then when you do go broke, that's what people are gonna say. Yeah. Oh, well, you know, you should have invested better. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna give him any loans. So now, you know, we might see Mayweather doing.
People will give us some loans.
Maybe.
You know, listen, he's cozying up to Israel. That's
but the thing about it is, what I mean, he had Mayweather Promotions,
yeah,
and he was hosting a big, you know, he had Gervonta Davis under his cards, and so that's a like
yeah, but look what happened to Gervonta,
right?
Arrested,
so if you can sustain that, you don't ever have to box again. But now has to take fights because you know when you floss like Mayweather, you can't go down.
Yeah,
you got to stay right there because people are gonna beat any kind of chinks in your armor if you're not wearing 3 or 4 big $1 million diamonds.
This situation highlights an important lesson. Appearances can be misleading. Even someone known as one of the richest boxers in history can face financial challenges if money is not managed properly.
So, a Miami jeweler that goes by the name of Leonard Sulaimanov is like Give me my money. Give me my money. So he is hitting Floyd Mayweather with a huge lawsuit. Y'all, we're talking about a cool $4 million for some luxurious watches and diamonds that Floyd supposedly forgot to pay for. Y'all know he forget to cash checks. So maybe, you know what I'm saying? He might have forgot to pay for it for real. So even
One of the most surprising cases involved a jeweler in Miami who claimed Floyd did not fully pay for expensive jewelry. This created controversy because it contradicted Floyd's image of unlimited wealth and raised serious questions about financial discipline.
Mayweather, not Pretty Boy Floyd. You see, in boxing, usually people have like an alter ego, the character they play. He had to change his character from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money because Pretty Boy Floyd had a problem. You need to listen. Now, the problem was he was tiny, but more than that, his hands were tiny. Now, I don't know much about JB, but I know he ain't big. And them boy got the same frame. That's twinning him. Now, let me be more specific. It wasn't his hands so much that were tiny. It's that they were brittle. It's believed to be genetic because his dad broke his hand and his uncle broke his hand. Yeah, they were all boxers and them boys could throw hands. That does not mean he had it easy. You see, his dad sold a bunch of stuff and his mom did a bunch of stuff. So to escape his traumatic childhood, all he would do is train day in and day out. He said, I had to take care of my mom. But he trained so much because it's all he knew. That his hands.
Floyd Mayweather changed his nickname from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather. This rebranding reflected his confidence and his goal of becoming extremely wealthy. Over time, his luxury lifestyle became a major part of his identity,